Now at 57 years old, 4 years after leaving Kody Brown, she has publicly introduced a new boyfriend. And the person I'm talking about is no other than Janelle Brown, who almost spent 30 years in one relationship. She almost spent 30 years in one relationship. And sis, I don't want us to reduce this conversation to who is the new man? Where did they meet? Are they going to get married? Because rather than, or let me put it this way, if this particular relationship lasts 6 months, 6 days, 6 years, or if it lasts for the rest of her life, that isn't actually the most important part of the story. The most important part of the story I want you to pay attention is that she allowed herself to believe she could be an after, or she allowed herself to believe that there could be an after, meaning after marriage, after the disappointment, after almost 3 decades of building a life around someone else, after reaching an age where society quietly starts suggesting to women that they may be, or that their romantic opportunities are behind them. And perhaps if you're watching this, and maybe you are watching at 40 years old, 42, 44 years old, maybe you are even 51, 57 like Janelle, or 63. And somewhere inside you, you've wondered, oh, is it too late for me? Today, I want to talk to that woman, because your relationship may have ended, but your life did not. For those who have followed sister wives, and you followed Janelle Brown's separation from Kody Brown, you know that this wasn't simply the ending of a casual relationship. This was nearly 3 decades, 30 years of history, family, children, shared experiences, a whole identity connected to a particular way of living and loving. And after leaving, Janelle today had publicly expressed uncertainty, or before, not today, she publicly expressed uncertainty about whether she wanted another relationship. Now, I think this is very important, because sometimes when women leave long relationships, everybody immediately starts asking, oh, are you dating? Have you met someone else? Are you ready to put yourself back out there? But maybe you are not. And that's okay. Thank you for watching. Wherever you are watching from, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That's okay if you are not ready. Sometimes you need a season where nobody is choosing you, because you are learning how to choose yourself again. Sometimes you need time to figure out, who am I now? What do I actually enjoy? What do I want my life to look like? What am I never willing to tolerate again? What did the relationship teach me? What parts of myself did I lose while trying to keep it all together? That's why I don't think the lesson from Janelle's story is quickly find another man. No, absolutely not. The lesson here is, don't make permanent decisions about your future while you are still recovering from your past. I repeat, don't make permanent decisions about your future while you're still recovering from your past. Now, I am going to show us the Instagram post that she made. I'm sharing that with us. So on that Instagram post that she made 8 hours ago, she posted her and her new boyfriend, and she said some chapters are meant to unfold quietly before they are shared. She said, I wasn't looking, I certainly wasn't expecting you. And somehow you turned out to be exactly what I didn't know I needed. And it has been pretty wonderful. Everybody, please meet Pete. And a lot of people had a lot of things to say. She was one person said, I've never been so happy for someone I didn't know. Congratulations. Another person said, oh, he's such an awesome guy. They are cute together. And another one says, oh, way to break the internet on a Tuesday. So another one is warning. Another comment said, Pete, if you don't treat our girl right, we are coming for you. So a lot of people have a lot of things to say, right? A lot of people have a lot of things to say. Let's continue with I just wanted to show you the Instagram post, okay? So the lesson really shouldn't be, oh, from this story, the lesson shouldn't be quickly find another man. Absolutely not. That should not be the lesson. The lesson should be, don't make permanent decisions about your future while you are still recovering from your past. Okay? I say that because every woman who says, I never want another relationship again, 3 months later, after heartbreak, they may not feel the same way 3 years later. Okay, so the way you felt 3 months immediately after the heartbreak, you may not feel the same way 3 years later. So what am I saying in essence? You need to give yourself permission to change your mind. Yes, sometimes you could still be going through the hurt, the pain. How could this happen to me? How could he do this? In fact, I'm not dating another person again. I'm done with dating. Blah, 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 blah. But the truth is, yes, you may have had that mindset. But on the long run, you need to give yourself permission to change your mind. Okay? Let's decode what's really happening underneath this story. The reality TV personality now has a boyfriend. That's the headline. But there's something underneath this story that is much more relatable. A 57-year-old woman has decided she's allowed another chapter. And that matters because women receive some very strange messages about aging, about relationships. The truth is, a divorced man at 57 will start dating again, and people would often say, oh, that's good for him. Oh, I'm happy he's moving on. He still has plenty of life ahead of him. And but when women go through the same thing, or women can go experience something different when they are going through that stage in life, there can be this invisible countdown attached to womanhood, as though somewhere around 40, 50 or 60, you are supposed to stop expecting certain things. You are supposed to stop expecting romance, stop expecting passion. They expect you to stop to stop expecting somebody to find you attractive. They expect you to stop expecting adventure, to stop expecting to be pursued. Society wants you to be grateful for whatever life gives you. And some women just go ahead and internalize that message. They go ahead and internalize that message. So, the hidden fear, a lot of women will ask themselves, who will want me now? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that thought that many women don't say aloud. Okay? A lot of women ask themselves, who is going to want me now? You're looking at yourself and you're saying maybe because maybe your body has changed. Maybe you've had children, you've gained weight, you've lost weight. Maybe you have scars. Maybe menopause changed everything. Change your hair, maybe your hair changed. Maybe your life changed totally. Maybe you spent 20 years taking care of everyone else. And somewhere along the way, you stopped recognizing yourself. And now you are entering a dating world that looks completely different from the one that you left. That can be very terrifying. But I need you to understand something. You are comparing yourself today to a younger version of yourself based almost entirely on what she looked like. But what about what you know now, what you look like now? The younger you may have had a smoother skin, but she did not have your boundaries. Did the younger you recognize emotional manipulation as quickly as you do now? Did the younger you recognize or understand compatibility? Did she know the difference between attention and intention? Did the younger you understand that chemistry isn't character? Did the younger you know that somebody wanting you doesn't automatically mean they are good for you? Sis, age hasn't only taken things from you, age has given you things too. Age has given you wisdom. Age has given you discernment. Age has given you experience. Age has given you standards. Age has given you perspective. And hopefully, age has given you the courage to walk away sooner when something doesn't feel right. So why am I doing this? I want you to change the questions you keep asking yourself, the way you keep speaking to yourself. I want you to stop asking, oh, am I too old? I want you to change this question. Stop asking, am I too old to start again? You need to begin to ask questions like, what do I know now that I didn't know when I chose relationships before? That's a completely different conversation, because starting again at 57 is not the same as starting again at 27. At 27, you may have been choosing based on butterflies. At 57, hopefully, you are looking at, oh, is this person consistent? You are looking at consistency, right? At 27, you are looking at, he makes me feel amazing. But at 57, you are asking, how does he behave when he is disappointed? At 27, you are looking at chemistry. At 57, you are asking yourself, can we communicate when we disagree? At 27, you say, oh, he loves me. At 57, what you are asking is, does his behavior consistently demonstrate love? Now, compare your thought process of when you were 27 to now that you are 57 or older. When you look at that thought process, what I see is growth. But here's where some women lose their power. They lose their power in remaining emotionally attached to an expired chapter, because beginning again or starting again feels frightening. They are like, where do I start from? And notice that I said emotionally attached. The truth is, you can leave somebody physically and still build your entire emotional life around them. You are still checking their social media, still wondering whether they regret losing you, still waiting for their new relationship to fail so they can come back to you, still replaying arguments from 5 years ago, still imagining their apology you never received, still needing them to finally understand how badly they've treated you or they've hurt you. And without realizing it, they are still occupying the most valuable property that you own. They are still occupying your mental space, your emotional space. Sometimes the final stage of living isn't you packing your bags. It is actually you reaching the point where their life no longer determines how you feel about yours. Now, don't confuse starting over with finding another man. They are two different things. And this distinction is extremely important, because starting over doesn't automatically mean dating. Your next chapter might begin with you being single. It might begin with therapy. Your next chapter might begin with traveling. It might begin with rebuilding relationships. It might begin with starting a business, changing careers, going back to school, learning how to sit peacefully inside your own home. That could be your own starting all over. It could be taking yourself somewhere beautiful without waiting for someone to accompany you. Because a new relationship should be part of a life that you have rebuilt. It shouldn't become the replacement of the life that you lost. I repeat, a new relationship should be part of a life you have rebuilt. It shouldn't become the replacement for the life that you lost. You don't need another person to prove that you have moved on. No. So what am I saying here? Don't date to prove that you're still desirable. I need you to hear this. Please, sis. After rejection, divorce, or betrayal, there can be a temptation for you to date for validation. In other words, you want someone to look at you and say, oh, you are beautiful, you are smexy, I can't believe your ex let you go. And temporarily that feels wonderful. But validation dating is dangerous. I repeat, validation dating is dangerous because you are desperate to prove that you are still desirable. If you are watching, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, like the video so that other people can know that we are here. I say it again, validation dating is dangerous because when you are desperate to prove that you are still desirable, you can overlook whether the person desiring you is actually desirable to you. Ooh, I need you to hear that again. I need you to hear that again. When you date, when you are desperate to prove that you are still desirable, you can begin to overlook whether the person desiring you is actually desirable to you. That question isn't simply, does he want me? Ask, do I want the life that comes with this person? If you are able to answer that question, that is maturity. Do I want the life that comes with this person? So, what can we take from Janelle Brown's story? Not that every woman needs another relationship, no. Not that finding a boyfriend proves you are healed, no. And certainly not that a relationship automatically means happily forever, nope. The lesson here is possibility. That's what I want you to take away. You are allowed to imagine possibilities beyond what happened to you. Maybe love comes again. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it comes differently. But don't close doors today simply because yesterday hurt you. Heal first. Rebuild yourself. Learn. Get clearer. And then allow life to surprise you. Remember, she said she wasn't looking. But life surprised her with Pete. Okay? I want you to remember 5 things. If you're starting again after 40, 50, or in your 60s, first, I need you to remember 5 things. Number 1, you are not competing with younger women. The right relationship isn't an audition where the youngest woman wins. Number 2, you don't have to accept less because you are older. Loneliness is not a reason to abandon your standards. Okay? Number 3, your history doesn't make you damaged goods, but your history makes you wiser. Number 4, don't rush. Do not rush because you feel time is running out. I say this because fear creates terrible relationship decisions. And number 5. What's number 5? Your next relationship should meet the woman that you are becoming. And it should not require you to return to the woman that you used to be. If you remember nothing else from this video, I want you to remember this. Starting over isn't returning to zero. You are starting with experience. You are starting with lessons. You are starting with boundaries. You are starting with evidence of what doesn't work. You are starting with a deeper understanding of yourself. So no, you are not beginning again empty-handed. No, you are beginning again equipped. So when you see the headline, oh, Janelle Brown has a new boyfriend at 57, don't just see celebrity relationship news. See a reminder that a marriage can end without your capacity to love ending with it. See a reminder that a relationship can fail without your life being a failure. I need you to see a reminder that you can spend decades with the wrong person and still have meaningful years ahead of you. And perhaps, just perhaps, the most powerful thing you can do after heartbreak isn't immediately finding someone else. It's becoming emotionally free enough to believe that whatever happens next, I'm still allowed to have a next. So if you are rebuilding from divorce, separation, betrayal, or heartbreak, don't rush your healing. Please do not rush your healing. But please don't bury your future beside your past either. So I want you to tell me in the comments, do you think dating gets harder as women get older? Or do you think women actually become better at choosing because they know themselves better? I want to hear from you. And if this conversation spoke to you, where you are in your life right now, share it with another woman. Share it with another woman who may need the reminder that her story isn't finished. Subscribe to Yes Life Coaching Woman Stand in Your Power for more conversations like this. More conversations about relationship, healing, boundaries, and becoming the woman who chooses herself without any form of apology. And until next time, I need you to continue to stand in your power. I will see you in the very next one.